Nope, not doing that today. Only ever been done by a million YouTubers and would-be filmmakers. Not happening here. Yoko Kanno, songstress extraordinaire, international jazz legend. I'm here, as many have before me, to sing her praises. But this time, it's not about Cowboy Bebop, nor jazz. Shinichiro ain't got nothing to do with this one, because Yoko Kanno's best work is from a magical girl anime. Let's get into it. The year is 1999. Clamp and Studio Madhouse's masterwork, Cardcaptor Sakura, is entering its third season. Instantly beloved by the most casual of school-age girls and Japanese otaku enthusiasts alike, Cardcaptor Sakura was, and still is to this day, a Japanese household name with as much recognizability as Sailor Moon. And after already boasting an incredible OST and OPED lineup, the production had the wherewithal and chutzpah to tap Yoko Kanno for its third OP. And in an equally brilliant, nigh fateful stroke of genius, 19-year-old Sakamoto Maaya was to be its singer. Thus, the world was graced with platinum.
I am a dreamer. He's on the
Many of you know Yoko Kanno as the genius composer behind Cowboy Bebop. It's quite literally one of, if not the most famous anime of all time, in the West at least. And it is specifically renowned for its incredible jazz soundtrack. And Tank, Bebop's opening theme, is spectacular, oft cited as the best anime OP of all time. Can't argue with that. Or can I? Bebop and Tank are amazing, don't get me wrong. Kanno utilized every jazz chop she gained while traveling in America to hone an incredible, iconic soundtrack. However, while Cowboy Bebop leans into a completely nostalgic, noir-seeped, traditional jazz pedigree, Cardcaptor Sakura's entire soundtrack embraces the bright, hopeful jazz and R&B fusion J-pop of the 90s. Not to mention the fantastical orchestral scores of its Nichijou Seikatsu and magical girl scenes. And Kanno's platinum becomes the epitome of this vibe. The plucky, fretless bass lines, Kanno's signature drum fills, the orchestral background hits during the chorus. From a compositional aspect, the song has all the trappings of classic Kanno. But to my mind, there are central elements that raise platinum into the stratosphere. The first is the rhythm section. Kanno employs what is perhaps one of my favorite arranging techniques, having the piano and acoustic guitar playing the harmony. Both instruments playing driving chords in sync create this intoxicating sense of boundless excitement, a real heady feeling of freedom. This is the sound of J-pop, especially in the 90s and aughts, and I would go so far to say that Kanno's work on this track encapsulates and epitomizes this style. And paired with this mesmeric harmony is, of course, the singular most important aspect of any song, the voice itself. And oh brother does Sakamoto deliver. For the uninitiated, Maaya Sakamoto is a legendary once-in-a-generation singer and voice actress talent. She got her start in the mid-90s as a seiyuu while she was a freaking teenager. She was like 19 years old when she sang on this track, having collabed with Yoko Kanno previously on the Escaflowne and Lodos soundtracks. Her voice is immaculate. It is light and airy, yet also rich and full. Even I, who usually prefers the deeper tenor tones, cannot help but be enthralled whenever Maaya's lovely voice graces my ears. And what I truly think distinguishes Sakamoto from her singer-seiyuu peers is her ability to emote through her singing. In Platinum, she hits certain lines with such genuine emotion and heartfelt conviction, you can't help but be moved. I cannot help but tear up, if not outright cry sometimes when I listen to this song. The lyrics create a feeling of innocent, childlike hope in the face of a world that is so often scary and strange. A world that is rife with fuan, and yet, as the song states, hidden things we cannot even imagine. Mystery, wonder, unease, and hope. Kanno and Sakamoto mix all of these elements into a single song whose ultimate promise is that this is the line in which Maaya pours all her emotions is no accident. Cardcaptor Sakura is, on the surface, a positive, relaxing, magical girl anime. And it is by no means not that. Yet, what makes Cardcaptor Sakura are the darker, more nuanced elements of its tone and subtext. Perhaps most emblematic of this is Sakura's mother. She died before the series began, and you can tell her death still weighs on the Kinomoto family, even as the plucky Sakura continues to gambaru in every aspect of her life, both magical and mundane. Thus, the entire series develops a kind of mature, complex tone in which childlike positivity and hope is contrasted, mixed, and melded with more sophisticated feelings of longing, loss, and despair. I would even argue that the series touches upon the core Japanese concept of mono no aware. As the series reaches its climax, more of the darker elements come to the foreground in the narrative. And so it is that these pensive, almost yutsu emotions are reflected in the third OP. The musical hits, which were perfectly timed in the anime's first and second OPs, are slightly off in the anime's third opening. And I gotta believe that this was an intentional act on the animator's part. A slight tension, even unease, is felt watching the opening, even as that unease still does not detract from the song's ultimately hopeful and calming message. Ultimately, what I feel Kanno does on Platinum that separates the song from the pack, as it were, is threefold. By fusing the meticulous jazz-influenced compositional skills for which she became renowned with the hyper-popular addictive trappings of late 90s J-pop, she did indeed create a banger. By electing Maaya Sakamoto to sing, she added that it factor and emotional depth. And by using the emotional depth Sakamoto could reach, she crafted an OP that so properly reflected the work from which it sprung that it won Best Anime Opening 2 years running. As hot of a take as it may be, I'm sorry, Tank, but move over, cause this song is Yoko Kanno's true magnum opus. But what do you all think? Agree? Disagree? Please tell me how wrong I am in the comments below. But if you did like what you saw, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. This has been Nicholas with Renaissance Manga. By the way, did you know that Yoko Kanno's most popular song in Japan is neither bebop nor platinum? That honor goes to the Genesis of Aquarian, the OP for an anime of the same name. That, in turn with being an early 2000s mega popular karaoke hit. I once saw described by a Japanese commenter as the #1 most popular anison whose anime no one has seen. But that's a story for another day.